working out of my well-used office. I am so excited. This is our very first Google Hangout training, and we're blessed to have one of our members here, Jana Moynihan, the girl with spiritual benefits. I love it. Welcome, honey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm going to give you a little history of Jana and how we met. So we actually met at a kegger at my nephew's house.
Yeah.
And my best friend was performing, and Jana's husband was the brewmaster, and he makes amazing beer. And so we met. I was standing in line waiting to try his beer. And so Jana and I got to talking, and it was just a girlfriend love fest. So,
oh yeah, instantly.
Yeah. So, and it turns out that she is a tarot goddess, which is something that I absolutely love as well. And so she does tarot. She has a thing called Divine Rebels. You can sign up for her newsletter and get invited for little freebie tarot readings, which is really cool. And then she also does coaching for you. So to help you find your divine mission in life, which is, wow, hello, really important. When we know what it is, there's like no stopping us, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's everything.
Yeah. So, you know, with the conscious community, and I want to just say, you know, Jana, you're going to absolutely enjoy and have fun, and you're going to be laughing and snorting going through this, which is my kind of energy. I love that, because to me, business can be kind of boring. So this is going to be a lot of fun for you guys to learn from her. And one of the things that she really touts that's important is for you to be yourself and express yourself. And you will definitely get to know Jana during this. And you will learn how to host your own Google Hangout. And it's something that as business owners, we all need to be doing, whether it's on Google or it's a webinar, but Google Hangout is huge right now. So I want you guys to all get educated on this and start doing.
Hi, conscious community. Jana here. So happy to be here with you guys and get to show you how to do a Google Hangout. They have been so good for me, as you'll see in the presentation. They've helped me build my brand a lot. I love them because they're fun. It's a way to build trust like really quickly with your audience. And of course, you'll grow your list and eventually like make sales. And it's just another way that you can really give value to your peeps. So I love it. I just think that it's great. So before we dive in, just take a second to close out any tabs, get yourself distraction free as much as you can. It's hard to learn when we have all those things that the internet likes to throw at us, the Facebook messages and the phone beeps and all that stuff. So just take a second to get yourself distraction free. And if you have kids around, you might want to like put in headphones if you're watching. Occasionally adult language rolls out of my mouth. And Kathy, I mean, honestly, who am I kidding? Occasionally.
It does.
Come on. Tone it down a bit to not take away from the material, but you might want to have headphones on just in case. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and dive in. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing a screen share, and we'll get into it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. You can see my screen. Can you see yourself there?
I'm seeing only me.
You're seeing only you?
Oh, I see a little screen of you. There it is. Okay.
Is it up?
Yep, it's up.
All right. All right. host a conscious hangout on Google. Why do you even want to do it? Oh, there was something that I did mean to say to you guys also. You're on my website. If you go beneath the video, there is a chat box there that if you have any questions that come up at any point, you can just pop those in there, and then we'll do Q&A at the end if we get any questions. And I've also created a couple of PDFs for you guys. If you scroll down to the very bottom of the page, there is a PDF that has a step-by-step of actually like how to go in and get all of it set up and what you need to do. And that's exactly what I'll be taking you through today. So you can open that up to follow along. And then the other PDF that I had put in there is when you decide that you want to start doing your Hangout, it's just like a little brainstorming PDF. So just wanted to make that for you guys and hope that it helps you out. Okay.
That was really a nice piece. I looked at it the other day. So thanks for creating that.
Oh, absolutely. You're welcome. My pleasure. All right. You can still see me, right?
Yep.
And you can see the screen.
I can
conscious.
I can see the conscious hangout on Google, and I see me on the side.
Okay. Cool. So
I'm not seeing you.
No, you shouldn't see me. You should just see my my slide here. So
okay,
hosting a hangout on Google, it's all about having fun, giving value, and growing your business. And really growing your business from value-based marketing, or I call it conscious marketing as well. So it's about selling without being salesy. So first things first, you've come to the right place if you've never hosted a Google Hangout and you want to learn. You want to have more fun, share more love, and give more value to your peeps. And you want to grow your business. So, I mean, who doesn't want to grow their business? Right. So you're in the right place if you want to do those things. And if you want to establish more authority for your brand quickly, this is really, really good if you don't have a really established brand and you need to build some authority and some credibility quickly. This is one of the things that will really help you do that. So you might not be in the right place. This may not be for you. If you're already a Google Hangouts Ninja Jedi Master, this may be a little bit too basic for you. Because you probably already know how to do, you probably know how to do more than I know how to do, because I don't really consider myself a Google Hangouts Ninja Jedi Master. I just consider myself somebody who's good at fumbling around and figuring things out, and I can stick with it. Whereas a lot of people, when it comes to the tech stuff, just it frustrates the hell out of them. Catherine, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Yeah, I am one of those. We started it right after Mercury retrograde. So yeah,
well, yeah. Timing is our divine gift, huh? If you're not willing to put yourself out there more, look, doing these things, it does require an element of vulnerability. Yeah, you're on camera, you're talking to people, you're fumbling, you're umming, you're eyeing. You can't really hide in a sense, because people just can kind of see you right there. And a lot of people have a hard time getting over that. But if you do put yourself out there and push beyond that zone of discomfort, it will definitely get better. You will have less and less of a hard time doing it, for sure. And if you just like don't want to use video or live streaming or anything like that in your marketing, which is totally fine, because not everybody, that's not how everybody likes to do their marketing. If you just don't want to do that, then this isn't going to really be for you. And so here's what we're going to go over today. This is what you're going to learn. The tools and equipment that you need to run a Google Hangout, because you do need a little bit more than just your laptop if you want to come out of the gate really looking like a pro. How to create and schedule your event we're going to go into that. You guys, I'm sharing my screen, so I'll actually go and create an event on Google, and you'll be able to see me doing all of that. How to brand your event page using Canva. So we're going to go to another website, one of my favorite websites for DIY graphic design. And I just think that branding your event page, it just creates more consistency. People know that they're in the right place. It just looks good, makes you look like you know what you're doing, whether you do or not. We're also going to go over what to do before, during, and after your event. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about how I got here. This is not at all where I thought I would be. I never thought that this was what my journey would have me doing, is doing tech trainings online, but here it is, and it feels great, and it's a very twisty little road, and I just wanted to share it with you real quick. So this is me today. Hi. This is me today, but this was me growing up. So let's just go back to that one more time. Today, growing up. Is there a difference today, growing up? Yeah, it's different. Little bit of a difference there. I am a transgendered woman. I did grow up a little boy, and as you can see by my shirt, I obviously felt like an alien because I was sporting the ET feeling even then. So yeah, today, growing up, and there was a lot of stuff that happened getting me from here to here. So growing up, I always felt like an outsider. Like I always just felt wrong. I felt like I didn't fit in no matter how much I tried. I was hypersensitive. I had major empathy. I know I'm talking to the conscious community. You guys know what an empath is. It was really bad for me. I was just so hypersensitive to everything that was going on with people. And it didn't make me very popular because people would ask me what was going on, and I'd start telling them stuff about themselves, and kind of freaked some people out. They didn't like it. I had a lot of spirit activity at home. Our house was totally haunted. We had lots of bumps and creaks and doors closing and all that stuff. I had a lot of visitations at night. And my family was, I was raised in a religious Catholic family in the South. So here I am, this little transgender kid so I'm gender confused. I'm psychic confused. I'm just freaking confused, man. And I'm getting all of these like crazy messages telling me, that the things I'm experiencing are from the devil and I'm going to go to hell. So yeah, I was a little bit messed up by that. Through all of that, though, I was very rebellious, very precocious, hence me creating the Divine Rebel community. I questioned everything. I just couldn't take anything at face value. And I shoplifted tarot cards at the age of 12 and started getting readings. Of all the things to shoplift, I didn't shoplift candy. I didn't shoplift baseball cards. I shoplifted tarot cards. It was the only thing I wanted, and I wanted it so bad, and my parents would not get them for me because, of course, it was like against the religion and stuff. So I did what a rebellious and precocious 12-year-old kid who wants a damn set of tarot cards, I did what they did. And I got my damn tarot cards, and I started reading for people in the mall. I also loved computers. I loved books, video games. I was born in 1978. So I was really kind of growing up when video games and computers were, really, really, really saturating our market. And it was just a video game generation, basically. So it's probably one of the things that really helps in making me naturally good at fumbling around with tech stuff and figuring it out, because it was just always there around me. And that's not too far from the truth. I mean, I was just like a little, isn't that cute? I wish that was me. I wish that was actually a picture of me, but I did find a picture of a baby pulling tarot cards, and I figured that was close enough. It's not far from the truth. So the big transformations I'm sorry, were you getting ready to ask something?
No.
Oh, okay. So the big transformations that I personally went through that kind of led me to where I'm at right now. I did have my gender reassignment surgery May 25th, 2000. Best choice ever. 3 months after that, I moved to Seattle. And I lived in Seattle for about a year before moving to Friday Harbor, Washington. And we had pods of orca whales that came up every summer, huge tourist attraction. I felt an incredible connection with the whales. The first time we went out whale watching, I made just direct eye contact with one of them. And while I was living on the island for months, almost every night, I would have this like quote dream where I'm leaving my body, I'm going into the ocean, I'm with the whales, and just receiving all of these incredible transmissions from them, I guess would be the best way to describe it, because it's not like words or anything. It was just this unbelievable energy that made me feel so connected and present. And after a few of these visitations with the whales, that was when I started to hear the voice of my main spirit guide. And I was very directly told to start doing tarot readings. I was guided to start my tarot biz, quick culinary career. I had gone to college and gotten a degree for culinary arts. I mean, I wanted to be a pastry chef. I love me some food. Come on, I'm from the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, butter. So
Good stuff.
yeah. I moved to Albuquerque. I lived on the island for about a year and a half, and then I moved to Albuquerque for 3 months, and then Phoenix got here in November of 2002. So that's how I got here. People ask me what brought me to Phoenix, and I always say it was just a series of bad relationships. So I broke up with
motivate you to move.
It'll totally motivate you to move. I mean, I broke up with the guy who I had moved to Seattle to be with. We moved to Albuquerque. We decided to leave Dallas and move to Albuquerque. We broke up. And then, of course, I get to Albuquerque, and the apartment that I have is absolutely infested with black widow spiders. And I'm totally arachnophobic, you know, at this point, completely since childhood. And I'm getting like black widows in my shoes and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I did what any smart woman does. I got online, met a man, made him come out to Albuquerque, take me out to Phoenix, and I moved. That was how I got here. So that relationship didn't last either. Surprise. But moving on, I went full-time with my intuitive business, 04/04/04. That was also the day that I got attuned to Reiki Master. And it was just a really, really, really powerful, amazing, quit my job. Awesome day. Best day ever. Never looked back. And it's just all their fault. I'm so woo-woo and so weird because of them. So, no, how can you be mad at that though, right?
Oh, they're so sweet.
They're just amazing. So my business. So let's talk business. So that was the story that got me to my business. So I started giving tarot readings for pay in 2001. That was when I was still living on the island. I learned and began teaching Reiki 2004. Like I said, I was attuned to Reiki Master on 4404. I met the medium in 2005, Alison Dubois, and I honed my mediumship ability. She actually mentored me for a while, and that was when I learned, oh, hey, I'm a medium too. And I gave mediumship readings for a while after that. And over the course of the next 9 years, I did readings, mediumship, Reiki classes, channeling, all things woo. If it was woo, I was there, you name it. And I hired a business coach and started coaching conscious entrepreneurs in 2014. I just reached a point after doing readings after readings after readings for so long. Like I had lost my passion for it. You know, I was able to, of course, show up and deliver, but I just had that nagging feeling like there was something else I needed to be doing. And you know, after having been self-employed for a decade at this point, I just thought, like, what better thing could I do than help other conscious people, you know, rock their own gig? Because, I mean, let's face it, like, most of us really, we don't really like being told what to do. We don't tend to do very well in corporate America. I mean, blanket statement there, but at least I know it was true for me and for a lot of people that I've known.
That's
Is that true for you?
Oh, no. Yeah. Hello. It was
Yeah.
very, very true for me. Anytime I worked for somebody else, I either got fired or I quit.
Every time. Me too. Every time.
Yeah.
And I focus in, especially with the branding, like I love branding and I love it so much because it's you. I mean, it's just another way to put that youest version of you out there. And I just love it. And DIY online biz building, look, I just think it's very empowering to know how to do your own site. I think it's very empowering to know how to, you know, go in and do a Google Hangout and, you know, not that you have to do that stuff all the time and you shouldn't, you know, if you hate it, ultimately you should outsource it, but I think it's empowering to know how to do it. And so that's what I like to really help people do. A lot of my clients can totally, you know, they can afford to go out and hire all these people to do that stuff and I still won't let them. I'm like, nope, we're going to do this one together the first time and then you can hire out whoever you want, but we got to do this. Mm-hmm. So, Dinner with the Mediums, 2006. So this was not too long after Alice and I had become friends, and she invited me to go out with her and John Edward for dinner one night. Awesome. And you can look at my face there, and if you look really closely, you will see me geeking the fuck out. I mean, I'm just like, what? Who am I having dinner with right now? And I don't even know how I contain myself. I about swallowed Allison whole the night that I met her and figured out who she was. It was crazy. And then this is her and I in Australia, 2007, when she released her third book. She had me, she asked if I would be her assistant on this trip. And so Simon and Schuster flew us first class to Australia, and she went and did this big tour. I'm talking everything: TV, radio, book signings, talks, mind, body, spirit expos. I mean, I got to see all of this behind the scenes stuff. And I actually traveled with her to several of her events for a couple of years when she was on tour. So I learned a lot of that behind the scenes stuff that went into it. And honestly, like when I kind of saw all of that, you know, I sort of had a moment. I remember when I was at one of helping her out at one of her seminars, and I remember just kind of looking at her and just thinking, you know what, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. And I thought that I wanted to be like the next, you know, Allison or John Edward or whatever. But then actually being there right next to it, I was like, you know what, it's not what I'm called to do.
Your thing. Yeah.
That was really hard to realize too.
Well, you got to experience it though.
Yeah, totally. So this is my business coach, Michael Mapes. He's the business coach I was telling you about that I hired and started working with. This is at his live event last year. And the very first thing I thought when I saw him was how much I wanted to sop him up with a biscuit. I mean, like, he is so cute. I mean, just he's like this little thing. I mean, I completely like dwarf him. It's hilarious. And but he's a lot of fun, and he's really helped me a lot. So shout out. All right, so that's me. That's how I got here. Why Google Hangouts? Let's really get into the content and into what we're here for right now. Why Google Hangouts? It's free, baby. You don't have to pay for it at all. Yay. Yeah. We always like to hear that word because we have plenty of expenses as it is. Now, the platform is free itself, but if you want to kind of set it up to really do it like a pro, you will have to invest in some other stuff, which I'll tell you about. And none of it's really all that expensive. It's easy and fun once you get it. There is a little bit of a learning curve with it. just because it's a platform that you're probably not all that familiar with, unless you're on Google Plus all the time, which I don't know anybody who is except to do Google Hangouts. It's just not like a social network most people go and hang out on, but yet it's great to use. So once you get it, it's very easy and fun. And it does very quickly increase the perception of authority and expertise in your brand. It gives mad value to your tribe. It is just such a great way for you to bring people in and really share some good stuff with them. It also gives others an easy way to promote you and help grow your business. So, you know, you're going to get in your business, you're ultimately going to get this core network of like raving fans, you know, people who are just so all about you. They just love you and want to shout your name from the rooftops. This gives them an easy way to do just that. So, hey, you want to shout my name from the rooftops? Go right ahead, darling. Here's a nice little link to share. And it will help your website rank higher on Google because you're going to have more content out there and you're actually on Google. And also, right after you're done with your broadcast, it publishes to YouTube as well. In fact, people can watch your live broadcasts on YouTube if they want to, and YouTube is Google. So, I mean, it just gives you so many more places to be and puts you out there more. It makes your website rank higher. Yay. Yay. And it does build trust more quickly with potential customers, as we mentioned, and nobody can compete with you when you're you. Nobody can do your Google Hangouts but you. Nobody can bring that flavor that only you can bring, that special thing that you're here to bring to the world. When you are, and this is why I'm all about coming from a place in business of being the youest version of you possible, because it eliminates all competition. You never even have to think about competition. I don't care.
I cannot do biscuits and gravy like you do, honey.
Well, not a lot of people can. I don't fault you for that. It's okay. But yeah, you know, it's just great because of that. So, and now here's another reason. This is a snapshot taken from the Google Analytics of my site from when I started doing Google Hangouts. I did my first one in June of 2014. And you can see this line graph on here. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I first started doing Google Hangouts. So we've got June, we go into July 2014, October. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still building my audience. And by the way, like, nobody told me the things that I'll be telling you and showing you. And if they had, that line may have gone up a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. So you'll notice around December, January of this year, we start going up. And then my traffic has that spike and that peak, and then it goes up again. And then you notice at the end, as we get going back towards October, it starts going down, down, down. Now, I don't know what all those other numbers mean on the bottom. I'm just looking at that line graph there. The reason why my traffic went down on my website was because I wasn't doing Hangouts. I was moving to a new house at this time and just got my studio equipment set back up. So you better believe I'm going to be doing Hangouts again. But I just thought that was really interesting. And I wanted to share that with you about, you know, the only thing that I can attribute this increase in my website traffic to is this is when I started doing Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
And not a whole lot of marketing. What's that?
There's proof in the pudding.
Yes, exactly.
And you can see it in the graph. Yeah.
So if you do Google Hangouts and you learn them and you keep at them, that'll happen. And that'll happen. You will end up looking like a tiger who farts rainbows if you do this. That is why we do Google Hangouts.
And we all want that.
We all want to be rainbow farting tigers in business, right? Right.
Oh.
Okay, so here are the tools that you'll need to pull one of these little shindigs off. Computer, duh, right? Like you need a computer. But actually, you probably could do a Google Hangout on air on a tablet or your phone. But, you know, if you're doing it for your business, you're not going to want to. I mean, you really are going to want to be on a computer. A microphone, a good microphone. You want your sound to be good. You want your sound to sound professional. If you guys think that I sound good right now, I'm using actually a blogging or podcasting mic, and I do have a link to it on my website, which I'll give you in just a little bit. All of this stuff, I have a link on the resources page of my website. Good lighting. Good lighting. I use a studio lighting kit personally, but you can also just put you can just do your Hangout with a window in front of you and use daylight. I mean, that'll totally work too. You'll just have to do your Hangouts in the middle of the day and have really good light coming in, full sunlight.
Yeah. So when we look at you on the Hangout, so when you see Jana's face, you're going to see how you should look. And on regular light, no special microphone, and just the camera that's in the computer. But I did order my, I ordered the
Logitech?
Yes, I ordered the Logitech. Good. So, and I just got it like 5 minutes ago. So.
Well, next time we hang out.
So it's not connected yet, but I'll be ready next time.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the camera. I mean, you want to have a good camera. You can use the one just on your laptop or your computer, but you know, those really are not the best quality. So, you know, having one that you can just put on your computer that is really, really high quality, it makes a huge difference. You want a fast internet connection. When you do your Google Hangout, you want to plug your computer you want to plug your Ethernet right into your computer, because if you're just doing it over Wi-Fi, it has a tendency often to cut out or to pixelate. And I figure, you know, I just like to plug it right in so that there's less of a chance that that's going to happen. Something to hang out about. That's another duh. Yeah, you need to have a topic, something that you really, really want to hang out about. And a personality helps too, you know. If you just get on the Hangout and you're really, really flat and you have no charisma or energy or anything like that, you know, all your viewers are going to hear is Charlie Brown's mom. It's going to be wah, 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 wah. And that is absolutely not what we want. So it's just, you know, really bring your energy to it. And I'm not saying like a fake version of yourself or anything like that, but just your A game, basically. And this is my website. If you want links to all of the equipment that I use, I have the exact same things that I use at janamoynihan.com/resources. So yeah, if you want to get any of that equipment, it's all right there. Oop, and you caught me. There's me doing a Hangout. And yeah, those are those studio lights that I use and the camera, and it's fun. You don't really need a whole lot, and none of the stuff that I'm recommending that you buy is really all that expensive. Like my camera, how much was that when you got it? It was less than $100, right? Or right around $100.
$68 on Amazon,
yeah.
Like, delivered. So yeah, it was a great deal.
Yeah.
And I got a little tripod for it. I have to say the lighting, I still need to buy the microphone, but the lighting, one of my best friends from high school actually makes lighting and sells it.
Oh,
She's
perfect.
a professional. Yeah. Erin Manning.com.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, just little soft light boxes. I mean, you don't really need anything very fancy. I think that my set of lights was, I don't know, a little over $100. I don't even think it was $200. So it's really not all that expensive to get a professional looking setup happening. You don't have to have thousands of dollars and build out a whole studio or anything. So let's talk a little bit about what to hang out about. Hang out about anything aligned with your brand. Anything that you know a lot about. Something that brings the audience in and makes it about them is really good. So I have in parentheses there OQOC. So that is the main hangout that I do and that I did that got me a lot more traffic on my site and helped me build my email list a little quicker. And that stands for one question, one card. So each month I would get on a Google Hangout and I would pull tarot cards while drinking beer for anybody who wanted to ask a question. And so it was just like totally about them, but it was also an opportunity for me to do some tarot education because I, will hold the card up to the camera and, have kind of a teaching moment as I explain, the card and what it means and, how it could relate and all of that stuff. So it was kind of a win-win as far as that goes. And everybody likes talking about them. Everybody likes it when it's all about them. So, I mean, I would get a lot of engagement from this. I would get a lot of people asking me questions, a lot of people posting comments, just getting a lot of engagement, which is exactly the goal of this.
Right.
Anything that encourages discussion, you can talk about, current events, anything that teaches and gives value. Myth busting stigmas in your industry. That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to do that, because everybody kind of has an idea of, an intuitive who reads tarot cards is, the gypsy psychic on the corner trying to con you out of your money, or, a bunch of scarves on their head and crystal balls in front of them and stuff. And not that there's anything wrong with that, except for the conning you out of money part, but
right.
It's just so not me. And I needed to get on camera and be like, look, this is the deal. It doesn't work like that. It's not a fortune telling thing. And Google Hangouts really can give you a platform to really add your point of view to the conversation happening in your industry. And that's one of the things that I love so much about it. And nobody can hijack that conversation because it's your hangout. So you get to hold the conversation. It's also like a really good way to practice public speaking too, really good way. Current events connected to your industry. Sure, hang out about that. So a couple of things to consider before we really go into and I actually show you how to set up the hangout. Focus on engagement versus sales. Now, don't get me wrong, Google Hangouts can absolutely be used to make sales. There's a lot of people out there who are like just direct selling from their Google Hangout, which is totally fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. But for what we're talking about here, just about, having fun and giving value and just sort of growing some authority for your brand, let this be something that you just get people engaging with you. Like I sort of think every comment is just as good as $1 or $20. I see that as currency. Engagement is currency in marketing. So don't worry about hard selling. Don't worry about anything like that. Just show up, have fun, do you. You'll get engagement and it'll just build you up. And do it for fun. And if it's not fun, don't do it. Look, this might not be your thing, and that's totally fine. There's definitely going to be something else out there for your marketing that is going to feel like fun and is going to be your thing. If it's not fun, don't do it. Don't torture yourself to do this just because, you know, it works for somebody else. And the truth is that if you're fun to hang out with, potential clients will think you're fun to work with. Yeah. You know? Woohoo! Yeah, right? Couple other things to consider. Just see it as a tool to build trust, give value, and increase authority, not a cash machine. I know I'm kind of repeating myself on that one, but I really want to drive that home. Another thing, live attendees must have a Gmail account to view and participate on the actual event page. And sometimes that can be a little bit of a disadvantage because not everybody has a Gmail. Not everybody knows how to get on and work it. There were so many times during my Hangout, because I did start out hosting it just on Google's page. And now I embed it and do it on my website, which is a whole separate training. But how many times did I have to stop and tell people, you know, how to ask a question, like where to put it in, where to comment. I would tell people very specifically in email, click this button here to pop in your question. Never failed. There were always people emailing me and commenting, and I can't figure out where to get my question. I can't figure out how to do it. And it just became a bit of a hassle, and I couldn't focus as much on the content, which is why I decided to sort of transition it. That is maybe one of the only, you know, disadvantages, is that in order for them to actually be live on the event page and participate with you, which again, you know, you want that engagement, they have to have a Gmail account, which may or may not be an issue, but it is something to consider. Yeah. People can still watch it live from YouTube. They just can't participate. So, and be real, because bullshit does stink. And don't let this turd fool you. I know he looks cool with his aviator glass. He still stinks. He stinks. So be real. Don't bullshit. So before you hang out, decide on a format. Do you want to do Q&A? Do you want to break your time up into segments? In the Plan Your Hangout PDF that I gave you guys for download, there's a sample format within that, which you may want to use as kind of a baseline. But yeah, just decide on your format ahead of time. Schedule emails to announce the event a week, a day, 30 to 60 minutes before, and even 5 to 10 minutes after starting. That's optional. I would always set up my email autoresponder to send out an email like 5 minutes into the broadcast to, you know, get latecomers, let them know, hey, you can still come in, you can still join. And that helped. Use an add to calendar link. I think, you know, it's easy to do in Outlook. I think it's pretty easy to do in Google. I think I'll have that on my page where I'm doing this event. There's an add to calendar link, which is another miniature training that I could show you, or you could just Google how to add to calendar link. That's what I did. Schedule social media posts kind of on that same schedule, a week before, a day before, 30 to 60 minutes before, 5 to 10 minutes after. You know, schedule a couple of social posts to go out. Hey, we're live, come on in. Do a practice hangout with friends or inner circle peeps you trust. Ask for critiques. Look, really take some time to warm up. Really take some time to get your sea legs with it before really launching it to your audience. It will absolutely make the experience much better for you and everyone, because you know, you might be on a roll with what you're saying, but then some technical glitch happens, which it does happen, and it can be so frustrating when it does. And if you haven't practiced and you haven't kind of gone through and tested things out, it's just going to completely throw you off your game. And you're going to want to say, sorry, everybody, forget this, screw this, I'm out of here. And you're going to want to turn it off 5 minutes into your broadcast. And that's not cool. 30 minutes before, do a light, sound, and camera check. So I'll show you this when I set up the event page. But before you actually go live, you'll be in what they call the green room. And it's where the video's on, and you just make sure that everything is set up well. I like to get in there 30 minutes ahead of time. I never, just in case. I want to be there. I want to be ready to go when the clock strikes. And if you do all that, you will soar like a unicorn Pegasus through your Google Hangout. Yes, you will. Yes, that's what we want. So let's hang out. All right, so I am going to get off of this screen and show you guys. Am I still screen? Yeah, I'm still screen sharing, right? You can see my screen, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am going to also go ahead and open up that PDF because this is exactly what I do. So if you're watching this and you've downloaded the PDF and you want to follow along. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to register a Gmail account, of course, if you don't already have one. Gmail is great. Google is fantastic. All of the apps, all of the things that you can use. Just get a Gmail. Even if you don't use it as your main email, go ahead and get one. Register for it. Set up a Google Plus profile. Once you do, this is kind of the page that you'll get. It's a weird kind of news feed thing. But once you've registered your profile, you have access to Google Plus. The main thing to pay attention to is this menu up here on the top left. Also, I want to say after you get your Google Plus profile, you'll also want to go on YouTube and just set up your YouTube channel as well. In fact, let's just go there, because on YouTube, you want to click your picture in the upper right corner and go to your Creator Studio. So it's not in a very obvious place. So let me just show it to you guys real quick. All right, so up here in the top right, you click on your picture and it drops down and it says Creator Studio. And when you're in the Creator Studio, you want to go over here to Channel. And then you want to enable live events. And they changed it to actually say live streaming since I wrote that. So you just want to make sure that that's enabled, basically.
That there's a green button.
Yes. Yeah, because that way when you're doing a Google Hangout, it can also stream to YouTube, and it'll just automatically post to your YouTube channel, which of course you can go in and make private, and you can delete it. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, so but going back over to Google Plus, once you've kind of got that done, you go here. This is the main screen. You click on this drop-down menu and you go down to Hangouts. And there's a couple of different kinds of Hangouts. So there's one where it's just like a Hangout with friends. That is not the one that you want. You want Hangouts on Air. So you click on that and you get this screen and click Create a Hangout on Air. And then this pops up and you'll go ahead and give your event a name. Best Hangout. Oh, best jam. Yeah, we'll call it the best jam. Best jam ever. Why not? Then this box is where you want to put in your description of the event. This box is also where you want to put links to your website, links to your other social media profiles. You're probably going to want to do that after you're done with your Hangout and it posts to YouTube. Go on your YouTube channel and go into the video description and make sure that you add anything else that you want to add. Whatever you put here will show up in the description on your YouTube video, but you may want to add some other things afterwards. But this is where you're going to, you know, put all of that stuff. And then you'll schedule it. You know, you can start now. Obviously, you want to start later if you're going to be planning for it. You just set your time. And then your audience, it's just, you know, whoever you want to share it with. Now, when I usually do one question, one card, I'm pretty sure I share it with the public and extended circles. Like, I want everybody to find it. Everybody come on there. But, you know, you may just want to share it with like your elite clients. You know, you can totally do that. Again, the people who you add, though, have to be on Google Plus. Like, they have to have a Gmail. So I'm just going to uncheck that and then put in my dummy email, Divine Rebel. That way nobody else but me can really see it. And then you just hit share, and it's all done. It's all scheduled. Best jam ever. So when you want to get to your event, you'll go back up here to the drop-down menu, and you just click on the events tab. And then it'll just open up. We'll just do it. See, it just opens up. These are all of your events. And yeah, my best jam ever isn't showing up, so I'll just go back. So this is ultimately what you'll get. If you are just going to do it and host it on here, people can comment beforehand. If you want to have a Q&A portion of your Hangout, you just want to make sure that the Q&A button right down here is turned on. And then these are just some other apps, and I don't really use these really at all, but the Showcase app will just let you share links during the event. And then the applause is just for people to give you love. So on the date of your event, when you're ready to go, you know, you just come here, you click start. And yep, I'm already in a video call. You just hit start, and then this is essentially, here I am in my video call with Kathy. So this is the screen that you get, but then at the bottom, it will have a button that says start broadcast. And then these buttons over here on the side, the Q&A, this is where you'll actually take questions and answers. If you want, see, it says on here, the feature's disabled because Catherine didn't have it enabled when we created this event.
Dang it.
Well, no, it's totally fine. It's totally fine because I had, you know, that chat box on my site. So as long as you have some kind of way for them to interact, I think it's fine. There's the Showcase app. I mean, that's where you can share links. This up here is the screen share. The other thing that you'll really want is this Hangout toolbox. You click on that, and then right up here, that's called the lower third. So that will give a bar underneath your video where you'll it'll have your name. You can put your website. It just makes it look like a little bit more professional. These buttons up here are for, now this looks like it's to turn on or off your microphone and camera, which it is. But before you start hanging out, you actually just want to go into the settings right here. And then this is where you set your camera, your microphone, you do your sound check. You just make sure everything is okay. Those are really the most important things for you to know about when you're actually running the event. This is very much so the screen that you'll see. Yeah, there's not, the only thing that's different is on Catherine's end, she has the ability to stop and start the broadcast down at the bottom here when she's ready to go on and off air, because she's actually the one hosting this event from her Google. So those are really the only main things that you need to worry about. And there's other apps that you can add to it, but you know, you can just explore those on your own. They're not really anything to worry about. It's really just getting that lower third bar and then being able to do Q&A. So the other thing is that once you have got your event page up, you may want to brand this area up here. It just says best jam ever. Why not make this branded? You can. So when you click on edit event right up here, and it says change theme, that's when you can put in your own little banner, which is really great because it's just another opportunity to make it look more and more like your business. So when you click on set the theme, you'll get this list that you can scroll through of all these different cute ones that Google's made. But then when you're ready, you can upload your own. So what I want to do is just show you really quick in Canva how to create your own. So I'm going to actually log out of here so that you can just see Canva the way that it is. So when you go to canva.com, this is what you get. And I connect with Facebook, but you don't have to. And this is what I do, all of like my social shares, whenever I make little graphics and things like that to share on my social media, little quote graphics for my blog, graphics for Twitter. You can even make PDFs in here. I mean, look at all these things that you can make. I mean, it is so worth going and exploring. It's like graphic design without a graphic designer. Once you get good with it. But there's not one for a Google event page. They've got all these great things, but not one for a Google event page. So you have to use custom dimensions right up here. And I have this in the PDF, but the custom dimensions for the Google event banner is 1200 by 300. And then you click design, pixels, not millimeters or inches, pixels. And then you hit design. And there it is. It opens up our canvas. So then you see, Canva's great. We could do a whole entire call just on this. So there's so much more to this than what I can show you here, but just you know, just a couple of like basic things. They have like all of these shapes that you can choose from. I like to use chevrons a lot, so I'll go in there and pop the chevron in. And then you can change the color here. I do these are my brand colors. So I just do it, you know, in my brand color. If you want to add a color, that's what you do. And then down here is where you can enter in the hex number of your brand colors. So you can just brand the crap out of your stuff in Canva. It's great. So what I would do with this is just maybe turn down the transparency a little. And you can upload your own photos in Canva, which is really, really great. So I'll just maybe pop my logo in there. And I want that a little more transparent. Okay. And then we want to put some text on here. And we name our Hangout, you know, best jam ever. Sure. First, I don't know where that came from, but we're going with it anyway. Yeah. All right. So you're just gonna, you just mess with it, get as OCD as you want with it. I love getting in here and just scratching that OCD itch. Then again, I am a nerd, so that may not be what takes you there, but it does me. When you're all ready, you go up here, you name your graphic, name it whatever you want. I'll just leave it as it is. Then you download it, and it gives you a couple of options. So you can either download it as a JPEG or as a high quality PNG file. Whenever you have the option to go with PNG, go with it. It just looks better.
That's good info, because I think a lot of people just automatically use JPEG. So no.
Yeah, they sometimes you just lose some of the picture integrity with JPEGs. I just think PNGs, they're a lot more higher resolution. Lot more detail comes through. I just always go with a PNG. Okay, so we've done that. We've downloaded it. We're back here on Google Plus. We're changing our theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went down here to upload. Now we're going to select a file from our computer. My downloads. Yep, that's it. Okay, and then you can kind of preview it in there. Click save. And look at that. Your event, yeah, isn't that great? Your event page is totally branded. I mean, it looks like your business. It lets people know, like, oh, I have come to the right place. This is Jana's thing. This is, Catherine's thing. So just a little something quick that you can do. I really like that. And that's about it, Then just send out those emails, and when it's time to hang out, just come here to your event page, hit start. You'll box will pop up and ask if you want to invite anybody. If you're doing a hangout like Catherine and I are doing, where there's 2 of us on the call, like say that you're doing an interview or something, you can go ahead and invite the other person into the green room with you to start doing a sound check and a light check together, and then you'll just hit start hangout when you're ready to go on the air, and bam, you're done.
Yeah. Now, what happens if they want to just go online and invite other people to it? Do they have to invite all of the individual people, or can they invite a group or whoever they're connected to on Google?
Yeah, on Google, there's a thing where it groups your contacts into what they call circles. Yeah. And so, yeah, you can just invite your circles. That's one of the things, like, it's kind of tough because it is really easy to do it on the platform as long as a lot of your peeps have Gmail and Google addresses. Right. It's really easy because you can just, you can blast out tons of people at once if you have a lot of people in your circles. Yeah. But I just shoot it out to my email list, because it's always and I do it on my website now because, it's always my email list that usually shows up. Nobody randomly finds me from Google, or not that I've ever known. It's always come straight from my list. So yeah, I'm just emailing them.
But you can do it. You can go on there and create a hangout and then just hit public, and whoever sees it and is interested can join it then, right?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Like I said, though, I don't think I've ever had anybody just stumble on me, although I have no doubt that it happens, but I never really noticed it.
Okay. A lot of ways to utilize it.
There are so many ways to utilize it. I mean, you can do it like this and just hang out and have fun and drink beer while giving readings or whatever you want. Or, you can actually run your webinars through it. You can put it on your website. You can do a whole list building campaign around it. Just, whatever webinar or material that you want to present, you'll likely use Google Hangouts on Air to do it. And then, you just like what I did, you just take it and put it on your page, and people can then register and show up. And if you are selling something, I mean, you can totally do that. I've been on many, many Hangouts where people are giving content and value and then selling their programs and stuff. Totally fine, totally great. There's just so many things that you can do. So I really hope that this was helpful. I hope that it kind of broke the seal for you guys. And I hope that it inspires you to start really leveraging the power of Google Hangouts for your brand, because they're great.
Oh, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. You're a valuable, fun person to learn from. So,
Hercules.
And if you guys want to check out Jana, be sure to go to her website and yeah, and sign up for her Divine Rebel thing. It's just so much fun to get invited to her little reading sessions that she does. So, and she's fabulous. So thank you so much, honey.
Oh, you're welcome.
I couldn't have done it without you. So.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you guys for watching. I hope that this helps.
Yeah, absolutely. It will, honey. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.